Hello and welcome to Hak It. I'm Sakshi, the CEO and founder of Foodhak. In each episode of Hak It, we'll be discussing females, founders, and of course food with some of my favorite people in the world. I've brought together some of my fellow founders to talk about their journeys, the challenges, the highs and lows of being a founder. And of course, we end each episode with a little nugget on food as medicine. I'm super excited to share this with you, and I hope you enjoy it. Hello and welcome to Hak It. Today, we're going to talk about a super interesting subject, astrology. Who doesn't know what lies ahead of us in the future, what our stars say about us? So we're going to hear from the lovely Priscila, founder of Soulloop, an amazing app that has astrology and an integrated wellness platform. So Priscila, over to you. Why don't we start by hearing your story? What made you launch Soulloop?
Oh, first of all, thank you for the invitation. It's a pleasure to be here with you. So I created Soulloop. I started in 2018, before the pandemic. So everyone started the tech business during the pandemic, during the virtual phase. But I started before to bring my work that I have been working for more than 20 years for more people. So in my office, I used to have clients one-to-one, and I decided that I had to spread the word. I had to spread this possibility to integrate wellness and astrology and understanding more about our soul, our karmas, about the karmic astrology, which is the astrology that I use. So I started creating Soulloop in 2018. In the first moment, it was just a website with the birth chart readings, but it was not what I wanted. So I passed through different developers in all parts of the world. So since India, Russia, UK, Brazil, US, to create my methodology in a digital environment. But all the methodology, it was in my mind. And I'm not a tech person at all. So it was very difficult to bring this to the experience that I wanted for the user to have as they were their own coach, to work with astrology, to meditate, to understand the patterns that they repeat unconsciously and create a better life with developing their potential. So I created this platform with many tools integrated, and all the developers used to say, so I suggest you create one tool per time. So you master this tool and then we create the second. So I decided not to do this because my work is to work with people as a wholeness, and not only selling one tool that's not going to work if they don't change the patterns, if they don't change their whole life, if they don't change their habits and the mindset and the energy and the frequency, they won't change. They will learn something and they will forget. So I created all the tools together to bring opportunity to work the 7 layers of consciousness at the same time. So it's where I believe the transformation happens, when we work the physical body, the energetical body, the emotional body, the lower mind, the upper mind, the intuitional channel, and the spiritual consciousness. So to work these 7 layers of consciousness, I created a coaching process in the app based on the birth chart, but bringing personalized meditations for each planet in your chart, for each position of this planet, bringing frequencies to elevate your frequencies, to activate the chakra systems, and bringing yoga techniques like pranayamas, mudras, mantras, asanas, to activate these different layers of consciousness, because it's how I believe we transform. It's working these 7 layers at the same time. So I created this app from 2018 until 2023, when I launched the last version of Soulloop with the transits, with the daily transits. And and now we are here with the app, which is a super app, in fact. And it's the only app that integrates all these techniques in only one.
Wow. So
Yeah.
you've got astrology and you use that to personalize meditation
Absolutely.
for people
Yes.
to help them almost elevate themselves
Exactly.
to the next level that they can't access
Exactly.
without integrating all these different layers that you talked about. So, okay, so why don't I love this because I think this is something I am going to do literally first thing when I wake up tomorrow. But I can't wait to try this. But let's take a step back. So let's learn like what is astrology?
Okay.
And what role does that play in our day-to-day lives? How can we use that to improve ourselves? What insights do we get from it?
Yeah, so it's interesting because there are many different views of astrology and many different ways to work with that. The way that I work is to help people to integrate their soul and personality. So when we understand the birth chart, we understand the position of the planets in our solar system when we are born. So we understand the flow of energy, exactly as we understand the tides in the ocean. So we understand the tides of energy at that moment. And I understand that if we were born at that moment, we are a spark of that moment. So we have the same frequency, the same vibration, but we are the micro from that macro system. Mm-hmm. So understanding this moment, we understand our own vibration. So astrology is about vibration. Mm-hmm. It's about energy. It's about energy patterns that we repeat. And when we are not aware of it, we just repeat unconsciously as patterns. Mm-hmm. When we become aware of these patterns, we have the possibility to develop our potentials because we can let go some patterns that hold us back. So if we work with astrology to integrate these 2 layers of consciousness, which is soul and personality, at the same time, we are going to integrate the 7 layers of consciousness that the yoga teaches us about the 7 chakras and the 7 bodies that we have. Because when we integrated both of them, we are working in these 7 layers automatically. Mm. So when we think about yoga, we have the 7 main chakras in our body. We have the physical, the energetical, the emotion, the lower mind, upper mind, intuition, and the spiritual energy centers in our body. So if we activated all of them, we open the spiritual channel, which is above our crown chakra. When we open this spiritual channel, what happens is we are aware of our soul. We activate the samadhi, the nirvana, the super consciousness, doesn't matter the name, but we activate another level of consciousness. So when we activate this level of consciousness, we just understand that we are a soul in a physical body, and we are not the personality that we think that we are. Our conscious mind represents 5% of our mind capacity, and 95% is unconscious. But this unconscious mind is vibrating and sending energy and messages around ourselves, creating our aura, creating our magnetic field and our vibration. So if we use astrology to understand this 95% of unconscious mind, we are understanding our soul vibration at the same time. We are inviting our soul to our daily life, to our consciousness. So we are not living through the perspective of our personality, but we start living from the perspective of our soul. And when we live from the perspective of our soul, we understand that we have a mission here. So having this sense of soul mission, having this sense of purpose in life, helps us to go in this direction and helps us to overcome our patterns and our conditionings. So this is my work, is to help people to develop their potential, to live their soul mission, and to integrate their soul awareness in their daily life. Of course, we can see the future through the stars. We can see many things. We can even see the past. But it's not my focus, because when we integrate this astrology with yoga philosophy, yoga is about looking inside. It's about being present. So if I go to the astrologer to learn about my future, I'm not present. I'm just waiting for some information that is coming from outside. And what we want as a as Soulloop, what we want in our method is to help people to be present, to listen to their own soul, to listen to their own unconscious mind, to listen to their own awareness. So if we are connected with the source, we don't need to ask someone else what's going to happen in our future. So even though astrology can show this, it's not the focus on Soulloop. Of course, we have the daily transits, which you can take a look in the future and in the past. You have a calendar where you can choose the day, and you can see how the transits are going to happen on that day for you, for each planet in your chart. It's not a horoscope. It's a transits, which is more complex than horoscopes, because we integrated the aspects from each planet in your birth chart with each planet in the sky at the moment. So we understand the flow of energy that are happening to you at this moment. So you can use this to flow in the right direction or to wait to take some important decision, but not to have someone else to letting you know what to do or deciding your future, but helping you to go with the flow and to sync with the right frequencies. So this is the goal for Soulloop and the users of Soulloop.
That is so interesting. So what all does the app have? Like, what are all the features in the app? And how do you personalize someone's day?
The starting point is the birth chart. Okay, so when you go to Soulloop, you have your birth chart. You can click in each house of the birth chart. We use the Western birth chart. So we have 12 houses, and you can click in each house. When you click in the house, you understand the meaning of the house. You understand the planets and the sign that you have in that house. And you understand the aspect that those planets are doing with other planets. So you have cards where you scroll, and you understand everything that you have in each house. So you can go through your birth chart. You can see the 12 houses. After that, you have a journey, which is the coaching that I just told you. So this journey, it's how to bring to practice what you just learned in theory from your birth chart. Because if you are reading your birth chart, you are having lots of information, but it's everything at the first moment in your mind. And remember, your conscious mind is 5% of your capacity. So you're going to forget, you're not going to absorb everything. So the idea is after the birth chart, you go to the journeys, and then you start the journeys with a meditation to open the chakra that we are going to work. So, for example, Venus is a planet of love. So it's related to the heart chakra. So when you go to the journeys, you have 7 areas of life. So you choose one journey, and you choose accordingly with the chakras and the meaning of that chakra. So, for example, personal relationship will be in the heart chakra. So if you choose personal relationship journey, you're going to have there Chiron, Sun, and Venus. So I choose work my Venus. So what's going to happen? I'm going to digest the information that I just learned in my birth chart about my Venus placement and the aspect that Venus makes in my chart. So you go in Venus, you have first one meditation to open the heart chakra. And all the soundtracks in the meditations are solfeggio frequencies to activate that chakra. So first you have a meditation where I induce you, a guided meditation, to visualize the expansion of this chakra, opening this energy center in your heart, and also visualizing the color of the chakra and having the soundtrack with the frequency that activates the chakra. Then secondly, you have a breathing exercise. So after the breathing exercise, you have a coaching process with questions for you to reflect how you felt. So the breathing exercise works not only in your energy field, but especially in your emotional level. So when you breathe, you understand if you are emotional or not. So when you're not breathing well, if you're breathing completely and calmly, you are calming down your nervous system. So you are understanding how you are feeling. So after the breathing exercise and the coaching process, after doing the breathing, you have a personalized meditation for the placement of your Venus, for example. So my Venus is in Libra. So I have the pattern of this energy and the potential of this energy. So with Venus in Libra, first I'm going to receive a meditation for Venus in Libra. So this pattern can be, for example, being too codependent in love. And the potential of this energy is the other side. It's like how to balance and to find harmony in relationships. So I have first one meditation to identify this pattern. So I just identify with this personalized meditation. Then after that, I have one mudra, one bija mantra, and one asana, all to activate the same chakra, working different layers of energy in our body. And in the end, I have another personalized meditation to activate the potential of that energy. So from the codependence to the harmony and balance in relationships. So we have both energy because we are always white and black. We are always yin and yang in our energy field. So we understand and we transform. So it's a path of transformation. So the first personalized meditation bring the awareness of the pattern, and the second bring the path to transform, to elevate, and to manifest the highest potential of this area of your life.
I love that. And you do that how long does this process take in the morning?
It's very short because the meditations are very short. Like we have meditations in this process. We have meditations for 2 minutes, 3 minutes, or 5 minutes. And the exercise like bija mantras, mudras, and asanas is not a yoga practice. It's one exercise. For example, one asana to open the heart is just doing this.
For how long?
For 2 minutes.
2 minutes.
So you do one asana, you do one bija mantra for more 2 minutes, you do one mudra, you listen to 3 meditations.
10 minutes,
10 minutes, you do the whole journey.
10-15 minutes, you start your day like this.
Yes, and you did your whole journey for one planet. So you have this journey for each planet. And when you do the journeys for all the planets in your chart, you are working your wholeness. You are working your unconscious mind. You are just activating the 95% of your unconscious mind and bring it to consciousness. So you are having a lower barrier between the conscious and unconscious mind because you are bringing it to practice. You are activating, you are manifesting it. And after each exercise, we have questions, which is the coaching questions, to make you reflect on that experience, on that manifestation. And after these questions, we have an astrological tip based on your birth chart. But listen, the astrological tip comes in the end because we want first you to reflect and to manifest and to transform. If we give the tip in the very beginning, you just receive from outside.
That's
and
so
our mission is to help you to connect with yourself because you have all the answers inside.
I love this.
Yeah. So
That's
these are the birth chart and the journeys.
Yeah.
And we have much more.
Right.
Yeah.
So every day you should spend, say, 10 to 20 minutes on this app.
If you do 10, 20 minutes, you do one journey per day.
One journey per day. So that's one planet per day.
Yes.
And then every day
yes,
get guided
you can
into
do
the
every
next
day in
part
the
of
morning.
journey.
Yes. And if you cannot do the whole journey, you can do only 5 minutes. You can do a part of the journey. And you are unlocking the other exercise accordingly with your progress.
And do you feel a difference at the end of the day? When
Absolutely.
It's like a visible difference.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
How interesting.
It's self-knowledge. It's finding pleasure in knowing yourself. So the secret is how to work yourself, how to work with your mental health with pleasure.
Yeah.
Because it has to be a pleasure. It has to be something that you do every day. And you have to enjoy the process because there is no goal in the end. It's the process that counts. Yeah. So it's a very tantric process in order to not labeling you, not criticizing you, not telling you what to do or what not to do, but helping you to be happy with yourself and be open to transform and to become better and better because you have a huge potential to develop. We all have.
Yeah.
Otherwise, we won't be here, right?
We do. Absolutely. I mean, I am a huge believer of this stuff and energy and unlocking your potential.
Yeah.
I mean, today is a prime example. Like, I woke up early in the morning and my husband and I, we decided to go for a walk, and we decided to put on this music, which didn't have any words, but it was almost like meditative music, but it was very focused on kind of untangling the mind, like all the questions you have. And it was a nice 50-minute walk. And a part of that took you to like Hyde Park, where you could see all the swans.
Yes.
Suddenly, like the
Yeah.
change of scenery. And by the end of the walk, I just felt like there was definitely a release of the happy hormone, which was a long-term happy hormone, which I haven't felt in a long time, because London is such a busy city. And I think just because of exhaustion and given the life we live, life of a founder,
Yes,
kids,
yes.
all of that, I was just feeling really exhausted. And for the first time in a long time, I was just like, I was so clear after my walk, after this meditative music, that, what I'm building today, what are my next steps for tomorrow, what's my clear vision.
Yes.
I know I'm on the right path, and I just feel happy and grateful. And it's all to do with one 45-minute walk with the right meditative music.
It's
It
just activating. It just changes the frequency where you activate it. So you elevate your frequency. So you just activate another dimension.
Yeah.
So there you have all the answers.
It's so
And this
interesting.
dimension is inside and outside as well. It's the micro and macro. So you are just connecting from your heart. You are connecting to the other dimensions.
Yeah.
It's what Soulloop does. We have also these frequencies. We have in our musics only frequencies based on Schumann frequencies or solfeggio frequencies or brain waves. So we have the goal. So if I want to relax, I want to focus, I want to manifest, I want to blossom, I want to reset. So depending on what I need at the moment, I choose one frequency. We explain the meaning of the frequency. And we have musics only with the frequency, with no voice, nothing else. And you don't need to meditate. You just need to play the frequency. So we could play here now. We could play while you're driving. We could play to work. We could play to sleep. We have also musics to sleep well. So
interesting.
that helps you to go through all the phases of good sleep.
Yeah.
We have one music that we can put in looping, and we can play the whole night. My experience with that song, it's like I feel like a whale in the ocean talking with other whales. Like, this is my best dream. Feeling like that sounds so powerful. Wow. So we sleep with that. We have that sensation. So we really go to another dimension.
Music has so much power.
So much power.
I know people, in California, you have sleep clinics where people actually pay, because, longevity, food is a key pillar of longevity. Sleep is a key pillar. Yeah. Exercise is a key pillar. We can control that. Stress is a key pillar. Yeah. Stress and sleep are two that is very hard for us to control. And it's such an awful thing when you can't sleep.
Yeah. Changes your biology.
Everything. It changes your epigenetics. So this is so interesting. And I feel that we live in this like modern fast-paced world where technology is moving so fast, because of which we are moving so fast. And, next thing you know, life is just out of control. It's in this spiral. You're exhausted. You're in this burnout phase. And I think to be able to unleash the next level of your mental capability, physical emotional capability, all of it, mind, body, soul, I think we need tools like this.
Absolutely.
To tap into this unconscious brain that you talked about.
Yes, to reset and to connect with this elevate dimension where we are far from this busy perception, because we are entering the Aquarius age, As we all know, we have 2,000 years for each age, astrological age. And the Aquarius age is arriving since the 70s, so everyone talks and their music's talking about the Aquarius age. But what is Aquarius age? Aquarius age is the development of technology and communication and the social transformations. So it's what we are living. And in the very beginning, everything is hard. So last time that Pluto was in Aquarius, it was the French Revolution and the American Constitution. So now we are again having this aspect. So everything is changing in our society, and everything is stressful when it starts changing. So all this stress and this amount of information that we receive, we cannot digest with our mind. Our mind capacity is not ready for Uranus energy, which is the ruler of Aquarius. So this energy is too fast. And to be able to live well at this period and in the future for the next 2,000 years, we have to elevate the frequency. We have to do what you did this morning in the park. Yeah. We have to activate another dimension where we can see clearly. And then we come back to this world, but not being part of this world at some point.
Love that.
Otherwise, we become crazy. That's what we are having. The mental health issues, the depressions, the anxieties, and the medicines to control and to live your life, while in fact the only way to deal with that, it's accepting, understanding how to go up and coming back when you need, but learning how to go up, and you go up through your heart. So go inside and go up, go inside and go up.
It sounds like a superpower.
It's a superpower.
And I think all founders need it.
Yes, we
more
need
than anybody else.
No, talking about founders, I have the same pains that you have.
Yeah.
I'm a founder, so when I was only an astrologer and coach in my office, it was much easier to deal with things. But now I have a tech app. I have a tech team. I have I know you are going to ask me how to balance this feminine and masculine energy, which is technology and astrology. It's really very different. So we have to balance with different people in the team. So we have people focus on the technology. We have people focus on content. We have people focus on the well-being of everyone. We have to find the right people for each part.
Yeah.
And we complement each other. Yeah, that's the beauty. It's how we can mirror other characters that we don't have, and we don't need to have all of them. Yeah. We don't need.
No, absolutely.
Because if you try to have everything, we are nothing. So we have to be our best version. Yeah. And we have to inspire other people with our best version.
Yeah,
and we have to
the strengths.
We have to find people to complement what we are not manifesting in this life.
Absolutely.
We cannot manifest everything.
Absolutely.
And in these days, it's very common to think that we have to manifest everything. Yeah. So the first thing is accept. No, I'm not going to manifest everything. I'm going to manifest my best version. And that's it. If I do this well, all the rest will find balance. I will attract good people to manifest the rest and to complement. Yeah.
So tell me more about this entrepreneurial journey. So like I come from India, and for me, astrology is a common part of our day-to-day lives. Our grandmothers, our mothers, we believe in this stuff. Yeah. And, a lot of Indian people, you look at your stars, and, when you're getting married, you look at each other's stars and you see if it's a good match or not. Yes. A lot of people believe in it. I know a lot of close people, very educated, believe in it, wholeheartedly. They can't explain the science, but they believe in it. And, a lot of the past experiences in their lives have come true on the basis of astrology. So anytime you're doing something big, a big decision, you refer to your stars. And so I'm very familiar with the concept. Yeah. In fact, there is a very... in this whole startup boom in India, in this startup ecosystem, there is a new astrology tech app. And apparently it's doing super well in India. Like the numbers are amazing, and I think this never used to be the case, where you're bringing astrology onto an app. But now we're in the Western world. You're doing this in the Western world, which is a little bit less familiar, and I would say a little bit more, I guess, prone to asking questions on the science bit, pushing on the science. Like a lot of people think, is this for real? Is this hocus pocus, horoscopes? That's just a fun thing to read in the Metro newspaper once a week. Yeah. Oh, haha, that's true, or that's so not true. You know, that sort of thing. Whereas, so when you started this and you've put a team together, funding this, investing or finding investors for it and telling the story, and I'm sure some people's reactions would have been, what are you talking about?
Yes, for sure.
Right? What were some of the challenges there and how did you overcome that?
Yes, it's very interesting because I used to tell that I use astrology as one tool to build my methodology. So it's very interesting because I studied psychology, coaching, many of energetic healings process, yoga, and astrology, and many other things. But everything that works with energy, it's something that I love and I studied. So I explain to other people that my work is to help people to develop their own intuition. So astrology is one tool. So if they don't believe in astrology, there is no problem. There are many other tools.
Yeah.
That's the point. So that's my approach because I don't want to, I have no way to prove astrology as a science because no one proved until now. So it's not me that are going to prove it. Yeah. But the thing is, simply works. It works. So we have the matching for other people as well in the app. You can see other person Mercury and you can see how to communicate with this person with more empathy. So accordingly with your Mercury, we have a different filter of mind. So if I say this is a glass of water for a person with Mercury in Aries, they can understand different from a person with Mercury in Pisces. So if I know how to speak with each filter of mind, I can communicate much better with people. So we have these, and we show people these examples, which are very simple to understand, just giving a tip on how to communicate better with someone else. And they say, oh, yeah, it works. Yeah, makes sense. Okay, so now go deep. Go to your birth chart. Oh, but this is so accurate. Yes, it is. How do you explain? It's there. It's energy.
Yeah.
There are many things that science cannot explain. So we don't need to base on science because science is explaining what they can, but the universe is much more than what they can explain. Dr. Deepak Chopra was telling in the retreat, the path of science, since he was in the scientific border of Vatican, he was telling what happened with Galileo because he read the letter from Galileo to the Pope saying that the Earth was not the center of the universe. So when he was telling these stories, he was saying, look how science has progressing in the last 200 years, in the last 300 years. So imagine in the future what they are going to find out. So the answer is, that's okay if science didn't prove astrology. But we don't need to close our perception on what only science can understand, because life is much more than this. And we know that. And we are entering an area, in a time that we can see that we are more than that. So science cannot save you from your mental health issues all the time. You have to work in a different way. You have to be connected with your heart. You have to find coherence between your heart and your mind. And it's not about science. It's about life. It's about your soul. It's about purpose in life. So astrology is the same.
Yeah.
It's a common language that we use to explain some archetypes in the universe.
No, I think that makes
sense.
sense.
In fact, I don't care about science at this point. Yeah? So the day that science can prove would be amazing. And one day they will. But for now, that's fine. Just try and see if it makes sense. It's what I say. So, of course, we are astrology and wellness app. So for more skeptical people, they can talk about wellness.
Yeah.
Even when I do a reading, when I start the reading, I just say, if you believe in past lives, great. If you don't believe, let's talk about your unconscious mind. So it doesn't matter if you believe or not. Doesn't matter your religion. Doesn't matter if it's science. Doesn't matter. The information is there. You just can name it in a different way. So you can name the soul or as consciousness. Science names soul as consciousness. Spirituality names as soul or spirit. You can name your past lives or past memories about your unconscious mind, your subconscious mind. Doesn't matter, but
Yeah.
it's there. There's
Yeah.
something there.
And is there a link? Does astrology say there's a link between your past life and your present?
Definitely,
Yeah.
definitely.
And is the
definitely.
link karma?
Yes, yes. It's
Right.
karmic astrology is what I do.
Right.
So understanding your past lives, you understand your soul patterns. You understand why you repeat some patterns.
And can you break that pattern?
Of course, when you are aware of it.
When you're aware of it.
Of course, that's the
Wow.
work.
So you can change your destiny.
Absolutely, because you become aware of it, so you change it
Wow.
with free will, with consciousness. If you are conscious about, you surf above the wave, right?
Right.
If you are not conscious, you just go where the waves are
Yeah,
throwing you.
it's
yes,
pattern.
yes.
Keep doing it over and over and
you
over
just
again.
Keep repeating over and over
Yeah.
again.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same thing we see with food. It's a relationship people have with food.
Exactly.
And it's a pattern.
Exactly.
If you're feeling depressed, if you've broken up with your boyfriend, get a tub of ice
You're
cream
gonna
and watch
eat,
TV.
yeah.
And that's what, the world or the universe or these big marketing company adverts have shown you. And that's what we know. So that becomes a pattern.
Yes.
So we go towards sugar as an addiction to make ourselves feel better. But in reality, we're not feeling any better.
No.
In reality, if we were to really tap into our unconscious brain and really understanding how did I feel after that tub of ice cream, the answer is very clear. I feel like shit.
Yes.
Shouldn't have done that.
Yes.
You know?
Absolutely.
But if I had gone for a run, I would have probably had a dopamine hit and then a serotonin
Yes.
release,
Yes.
feeling good about myself
For a long period.
for a long period.
Yes, totally different.
So
Than
it's
the peak of insulin.
yeah, the pattern. I think that's so interesting.
And it's interesting because we are the same. We are stars. We are dust of stars. So we have the same patterns in different behaviors and areas of our life. So if we have patterns to eat, imagine the patterns to behave, or imagine the patterns spiritually speaking. So we have patterns in different levels, in different layers of consciousness, in different manifestations, in different areas of our manifestations. Yeah.
Right.
So we exactly do the same. And when we are aware exactly how you are doing with food, so become aware that if you're going to run, you're going to have a long-term well-being, much different than having just a sugar for 5 minutes and then feeling very bad after. So you start to re-educating yourself. Okay, let me try. So when you try, you start changing. And energetically speaking, this is very powerful because spiritually speaking is just about vibration. It's about energy. So we have to change the pattern of the frequency. We have to change the vibration. Otherwise, we will repeat unconsciously.
Yeah.
That is not in our conscious mind. It's much more powerful than our conscious mind, because deciding what to do with my food, I can bring it to my conscious mind and I can make conscious decisions. But spiritually, it's much more powerful because it's not in our conscious mind. So it's 95% of your magnetic field working with the universe without your consciousness.
Yeah.
So you have to be aware of it. You have to be connected with this
So who were
information in this field.
So who were like your old clients, like in your old life as in prior to this app, right? You were saying that you were doing coaching using karmic astrology.
Yes.
Did you find like big company CEOs like
Yes,
doing readings
but
with
not
you and
not for the company, but in a personal level. Yes,
Right.
I have. I have big CEOs. I have many more women's, and it's interesting because the men that come, usually they are successful men. It's interesting. I think they allow themselves
because you have to elevate
stop
to the next level.
to the next
You're
level.
already successful,
Yes.
the most successful you could be at your
and
conscious
then
level.
they look for something else.
And then you're
Yeah.
like, okay, now I need to,
I need to understand the next.
yeah,
Yeah. So it's very interesting.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
So how do you monetize this app?
Yes, it's a subscription model. Yes, it's a membership.
Yeah. And then the meditations that you do, how does the astrology, and by the way, does the astrology like change on a daily basis?
Yes, Yes.
Based on the movement of the planets.
Exactly.
And on the basis of that, you personalize
Yes.
the meditation.
So, no, the meditations we have, I recorded more than 400 meditations. So you receive your meditations for your birth chart. So when you go to the journeys, when you go to this coaching process, or if you go straight to meditations, you have general meditations, which is for different themes in life, and you have the personalized meditations based on your birth chart. What we give you every day is a different meditation for the day. So accordingly with the moon phase and the sign of the moon, we give the meditation for the day. So in the homepage, we have the transits, and you have a meditation for the day.
Why is the moon the most powerful?
It's so powerful because the magnetic field between the moon and the earth, it's so powerful. If this field changes the water in the ocean, how can it change ourselves? So if you see the movie nowadays, we see in Instagram all the time, the moon moving around and the ocean's tides moving. It's so beautiful to see. So it's so powerful.
Yeah.
So we are part of the system. We are a cell in this organism. We are not a part of it. We are just inside this organism, which is our solar system, right? So imagine that we are one cell.
Yeah.
It's like in our body. All the cells are receiving the same hormones when you go to the park to run. So it's the same.
Do you believe that like this can help unlock longevity? Like if we can,
absolutely,
absolutely tap into our unconscious brain and every day kind of open up our chakras, reach the potential that we can.
You activate better hormones in your body. You release better hormones. You feel better with yourself. You feel the sense of purpose in life. I think this is the most important. Of course, physically is important as well. It's like doing yoga. It's good for your health. Of course it is. It's like doing exercise. And what we propose is most based on yoga techniques. So, of course, we bring physical advantages on the method, but especially living a life with balance and finding the meaning of purpose in life. It's what brings you longevity. Because so many people find themselves not working anymore and without a purpose to wake up in the morning, and they passed. They just die. Or they are here but not living. They are just walking around but without a purpose. So, yes, definitely. It brings longevity.
And so how do you market this, and what's your vision? So this app is on the UK App Store.
It's in the whole world.
It's global.
Yes.
Right. And both on iPhone and Android.
Yes.
Amazing. And so and I guess how do you spread the word? Like you and I are speaking right now, and even within the first minute when I heard it, I understood the proposition. And I'm very tempted to now go download it and just start incorporating every morning.
Yes.
As part of my morning routine.
Yes.
How do you, spread that word? Because there is an education piece here.
Yes.
There are the skeptics.
Definitely.
It's the same as food.
Yes.
Right? There are
it's an education. It's day to day. Yes. So we have our social medias. We are focusing the US marketing, even though we are in 185 countries in the world. We are in the whole world already, but in an organic way. Our focus is in the US at the moment.
Is astrology more well known in the US compared to
UK? Definitely.
And compared to other parts of the world? I would
not
say
to India.
No.
India is stronger, but India is a market that I don't know very well, and it's a huge market for sure.
And it's a local market.
It's a local market, So our focus is the US and then UK and Brazil, because I'm from Brazil, so of course I can spread the word easily in Brazil. But the main focus is the US. Our marketing campaign is for US. And the social is where we can educate people. Mm-hmm. Yes, it's how we can spread the word. And it's not easy because it's a huge app with many tools. I just told you about 3. but we have 7, 8 tools. I don't know if 7 or 8, but we have also journal to monitoring your stress level, to monitoring your emotion, your mood accordingly with the phase of the moon, to monitoring your sleep patterns, to give you meditation and sleep stories and music to sleep better. We have also this one-to-one, which is how to connect with other people with empathy. What else? I think I'm forgetting something. So there are different tools. So you have the dream journal, which is really important for me because my whole journey started with a dream, a premonitory dream. So our unconscious mind speaks when we sleep. Mm-hmm. So we have to learn how to understand the messages from your dreams. So we have this dream journal where we ask questions. We ask the right questions to help you to understand the meaning of your dreams. So you save your dreams. So you have the journal there. You can go to your therapist and you can go to discuss your dreams. But usually when you arrive at the end of the journal, you already understood your dream. Because we ask the emotions that the dream brought up. We ask the feelings and the sensations and the archetypes that appeared in the dream. So in the way that we ask it, we help you to understand this message. So, yeah.
And does your dream always have a coherent message or sometimes it's
not
just...
Always. Not always. Usually we have many dreams that are just waste from the day. The things that we cannot process during the day and our unconscious mind had to process during when we sleep. But sometimes we have a special dream. Sometimes we go to another dimension and sometimes we can predict things through the dreams. We can ask questions before sleeping and we can program our brain to wake up and remember the dream and understand the answer. So we have all the answers. We can access the source very easily. So it's just about training. So you can train your brain. We have also meditation to help you to train your mind to sleep and to ask questions and to wake up and understand the answers through your dreams.
Wow, this is powerful
using your
stuff.
Potential. Yes, it's very powerful.
Very, very powerful. It's like a superpower.
Yes, we are all able to manifest the superpowers because we have.
Yeah.
We all have. But we forget when we are in this mass world.
Yeah.
And we have to remember to go back and to go to the center and to find the source again.
That's so interesting.
And then we live in this world, not being part of it. That's the secret.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. That is amazing. So what lies ahead for Soulloop and what's your vision for this company?
Yeah, my vision is to have Soulloop globally for everyone, giving access for everyone to this powerful tool, which is being your own coach, life coach and spiritual coach and intuitive coach. So if you have in your hand the possibility to work yourself at this level, it's what I want, people to understand what they have there in that app. It's not just to sell a product, but it's to change lives. That's my vision.
And in terms of like numbers, like what are your milestones that you are looking forward to cross for Soulloop?
It's a tricky question because I started Soulloop as my soul mission. So I didn't think about numbers when I started. I just started because it was really my soul mission. But of course, another day, Punasha asked me the numbers, and I told him, some millions. And he asked, why only millions? You should ask for billions. So, okay, I want billions of people using Soulloop. But if I have a few people using really well, I'm already happy.
Yeah.
I don't want billions of people using without understanding. I want people changing their lives.
You should do a clinical trial around this. Like, as in just because you have the app, you get, a group of people who really understand it and you just get them to sign a waiver that, sure, monitor me and I'm happy to give you feedback on how I felt, and do it for 3 months.
Yes.
There goes, that's how science proves that astrology and energy and frequency is scientifically validated.
Yes. We started this process to start a scientific research, but we didn't continue because, as you know, being a founder of a startup, it's so many things to do.
Yeah, you have to focus.
Sometimes we have to focus, and sometimes we have things waiting to be done. So this is definitely one of these.
I'll definitely give you feedback on how I felt.
Thank you.
Because I'm a big believer of this stuff, and I've experienced it in different phases of life, and I'm definitely a believer. So I can't wait to use it.
Oh, I'm so glad.
Thank you for listening to Hak It. I hope you enjoyed the insights and stories that we shared today. Are you hungry for more? Follow us on Instagram at The Foodhak. That's a hack without a C. Or subscribe now to be the first to hear about our next episode when it drops. See you next time.